Hi, I'm Annika Johnson from Al Johnson's in Sister Bay. I hope you enjoy my new video series called Door County Girl. These are stories of my life, the people and places that I love, and of course how we all survive here in northern Wisconsin. You can come back as often as you like, but don't forget to subscribe to Al's YouTube channel. I'll be posting lots of really cool new videos. So let's go! Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Door County Girl. Today I'm with Cari Lewis from the Door Community Auditorium, which I always say Door County Auditorium, but it's the Door Community Auditorium. And she is going to tell us about her fabulous lineup for the summer for music and for the fall and for even the winter months. And if you've never been to the Door Community Auditorium, you should try to go to one of these events if you can. It is fabulous. Every time I go, I'm blown away at the performances. And you should get a pen and paper out maybe when she mentions some things. Even in the winter time, if you guys want to come up in the winter on the weekends, they've got some really neat things. So I'm going to let Cari take it away and let her tell you all about it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We open our 33rd season on June 19th with Little River Band. It's almost a sellout for us already. We are very excited to be bringing back Lyle Lovett this season. That show's sold out. Graham Nash. And also Drifters, Coasters, and Platters are coming at the end of July. We still have some tickets for Little River Band and the Drifters show, so if you want to get in, please give us a call or visit our website.
Yes, and I'm going to jump in because I had asked you before, what happens when it's sold out and now these people are like, wait, I want to see Lyle Lovett and his big band, or I want to see the Little River Band. Maybe they have a waiting list in case somebody drops out. Mm-hmm. So what happens then?
We do have a waiting list for our sold out shows. Often the artists and their agencies will require we hold 10 tickets. So if they have guests from out of town or a publicist or someone from their label that they can attend, but we often get those tickets coming back to us on the day of show. And then with Door County being such a tourist destination, things come up, people's travels change at the last minute, so it's pretty frequent that we get 20 tickets back on day of show. So if there's a show you want to see, let us know. We'll put you on the waiting list, and we always do our best to make sure those seats don't go unused. And we also have sponsorship opportunities for businesses, local families, visiting families, where we have some really prime seats available for some of those sold out shows.
Yeah, and I know that Al Johnson's, we are a sponsor, but I feel guilty taking the seats because I feel like everybody should go at least once. So I'm always like, Kit goes, you have to tell me what tickets you want. I'm like, no, everybody else needs to go. I've seen really cool ones and Johnny Cash, and if there was one that I cannot live without, who did I just go see that I just loved? The Marshall Tucker Band. Hello. I got right in the front row, me and Mindy, and I was blown away. So, I mean, those kind of things I jump on, but yeah.
Well, we love to have you anytime. Al Johnson's is such an amazing supporter of the auditorium.
Try.
Absolutely. You do more than try. You
Community support.
So much back to Door County.
I wish more people would, I mean, I know it's tough to ask for money, but I think being as many businesses up here, I sometimes say to my brothers, it's too bad other people don't jump in, even if it's just a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
well, this year, the sponsorship that you've given the auditorium, you're so kind to let us put it wherever we want it. And this year, to celebrate your 75th anniversary, we're giving it back to the community with our Passport program. And it's a program where we're bringing in a lot of different cultural opportunities for Door County students and families. And with the program this year, we're able to offer free tickets for all Door County students to come back and see the evening performance, and $10 tickets for their family members to come along with them. And this is a program where every year we have 4 to 6 programs where there's an evening show, but we also have a student matinee, sometimes 2 student matinees, sometimes workshops. This year we have a Tuvan throat singing group coming from all the way across the world, a country that a lot of folks haven't heard of, next to Mongolia. And throat singing is this really cool art form where they sing 2 and 3 pitches at one time.
In their throat.
Yes, unheard of. Like, it's
Does it
so
have
cool.
a name?
I think they call it komar in their language, but come to the show and see. Door County students will get 2 performances of that, and then we've got the evening show as well on September 13th. We're collaborating with Door Kinetic Arts Festival to bring Jumani Taylor and his tap dance performance called Supreme Love. It's a setting of John Coltrane's Love Supreme. We have a show called Some Enchanted Evening, which is a Broadway review, all the way from the 1940s, things like My Fair Lady up to Hamilton. In the winter time, we have 3 different performances. We have Cirque Calabante, a group of acrobats, drummers, singers from Ghana. We have 123 Andres, a group that does a Spanish-English performance for smaller children. And then in late March, we bring 23 Skidoo and the Secret Agency back to Door County. They'll be performing in July, and then he'll come back and do a week-long rhyme writing residency for Door County students. And
so I'm just curious, when you put on the performances for the kids and the families and things like that and the workshops, do you get a good turnout, or do you have to get kids to go, or how does that work? Because I don't think everybody knows about it.
So the Door County schools are contacted in the spring. We work closely with Friends of Gibraltar, and Friends of Gibraltar helps get the word out to the other schools, and we really pack the houses for those student matinees. And a lot of times what we'll see is that the evening show, maybe the attendance will be small, but after the kids come to the performance and see it, they'll often go home and tell their families,
So
and we'll sell a lot of tickets that afternoon before the show. Yeah.
Okay, and I know you said other schools. Now, do you just offer to Gibraltar, or can other schools get involved, like Sturgeon Bay, Sebastopol, Southern Door, all these other...
All the 5 districts are invited to
Okay.
participate. Of course, Gibraltar, because they're right
It's
next
right
door
there.
and don't have to bus, are our biggest attenders, but we get a lot of participation from Sturgeon Bay and Sebastopol
good.
especially. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. You go on, because there's a lot to talk about still.
There is. So we talked about our sellouts. We talked about the ones that are getting close to being a sellout, but then we have just a really diverse lineup all summer, fall long, including a couple that I've been trying to get for several years. One that I'm really excited about is J.J. Gray and Mofro. This is swamp rock, southern blues. He's really popular in the southern states, and he's one where people who've seen him live just become rabid fans. And I've been trying for 8 years to get a date with him. Yeah.
He probably reads your email going, oh my God, this lady's so pesty. I just have to go do a show to get her off my back. Awesome. Good job, Cari.
Madeline Peru is another one who's coming at the end of October, and we've been trying to get her for many years.
What changes their mind? Like what?
Oh,
all
it's
of a
just
sudden?
it's usually a matter of routing,
Fitting into their schedule.
Door County, we're kind of off the beaten path,
Right.
and if you're planning a tour, you don't necessarily want to double back.
Like they might be in Milwaukee or Chicago, but then they're like, oh, we could zip up there and do a quick show.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
And so we do connect the dots with the major festivals like Ravinia, like Summerfest. We work a lot with the folks at Big Top Chautauqua, Terry Meyer, who
Oh,
used
I
to
like
be
that,
at the Auditorium. And it's a fun, frustrating puzzle to make happen every year. I would say that in the past several years we've seen a lot more outdoor festivals in the state of Wisconsin, in the upper Midwest. So it gets a little trickier. Just our size, with 725 seats, we can't afford to pay what auditorium of 2,000 seats or an outdoor amphitheater of 5,000 seats could offer. But because of sponsors like you, we are able to get some really incredible acts to come to Door County.
That's great.
So June.
I want to jump in real quick because I have a
absolutely.
question. You had someone, I don't recall her name, but she booked last year and she didn't come. Then what happens?
Well, we refund the money, and a lot of times we're able to reschedule it, down the road.
I mean, how do you
And
scramble to find someone to take their place? Is that hard?
we don't usually have. We're not under any sort of obligation to have a certain amount of shows per year.
So, if you
it's
didn't
just
have one, you just
yeah,
didn't have one
right,
at the time.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I wasn't sure about that.
Yeah.
Because I know it's so hard to get somebody when everybody's got a schedule now and they're booked. How do you find someone? But you don't have to have the show. Okay. Got it. I'm just curious like that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So keep going because I know that you were talking about the scheduling and trying to get people that you want.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
Who is your dream person or band or group or whatever that you wish you could get here that you just can't get here? Like one that you just think, oh my gosh, I have just got the cherry on my cake.
Oh, yeah, I don't really think in terms of that. I think in terms more of a season that offers something for everyone,
You
that
don't think of
offers a
yourself?
lot of.
You never think of yourself.
Oh no, I think I should be fired if I love
So you have to
everything
get that
on
frame
the
of
season.
mind where you have to think about what people want,
Yeah, what
not what you want.
what the Door County demographics want, what's important for the student community. We try to get all of the different performing arts represented at least every 2 seasons. We don't necessarily have jazz every season or dance every season, but we want to see it every 2 seasons. Financial considerations are important. Some of the most well-attended, most popular acts, we're really just breaking even on them. So the economics of things are not what you would necessarily think. We hope with our summer shows that we will make enough to offset the cultural programming that runs at a budgeted loss. We rely on folks like you to help us offer all the things we do to the Door County students. There's Bonnie Wright's someone we've talked about and we've made offers for, but there's just always new artists coming about, and I think I get more excited about finding, and our program committee is always listening to music and recommending folks, and the people that we've brought to Door County who were becoming successful artists, but then maybe we only had a half a house or a third of a house that saw them, but then 2 years later they're playing arenas and amphitheaters and touring the world, like
if people
Billy
would have
Strings, Brandy Carlisle,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
Lumineers,
yeah.
Allison Russell with Birds of Chicago, War and Treaty, Shovels and Rope. There's just a lot of folks. So I think that's something for people who really like experiences, really unforgettable experiences, is to try those new things. Don't just rely on the things that you heard when you were a teenager. Try the new music. Yeah.
That's a good answer. So, did you ever have a favorite that you said that you had a favorite? Just your. What was your favorite concert you have, or a performance, or something that just sticks with you that you just think that was so great? That was my favorite.
Marty Stewart has now been here 3 times, and the year that they performed, it was like our comeback year from COVID, and that was a pretty special evening. But Often my favorite events at the auditorium are ones where it's the student shows, and I get to, sneak off to a little corner and watch the performers and the kids interacting. Phil Cook and Sister Lena Mae Perry were here performing like North Carolina gospel music as part of our Blues Fest, and to see the interaction between a 12-year-old Wisconsin boy and a mother of the gospel music, and see those cultures come together. That's really, those are my favorite moments.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if people want tickets and they're interested, where do they go?
DCAauditorium.org. Give us a call at 920-868-2728, or drop by the box office. We're there Monday to Friday, noon to 5.
Oh, noon to 5? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you can go to the box office. It's next to Gibraltar High School. You can't miss it. You should definitely check out. You have the video now of out for the public to see that we had seen, the little sneak preview one.
All of our events are on our website, and there's videos of each artist. Our season brochure is available. We've got a rack card. We've got coasters all out and about in the community. That preview video is something we just do for our
people who sponsor. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, because it was really good. I like that. That's really good. And the other thing is too, what happens if you're trying to set up your lineup for next season? Can people give you suggestions? Like maybe they suggest, or somebody wants to see something, they could just put it in your head.
Yeah, they can always send an email or let the box office know. We have a growing list. It's well over 1,000 names right now of either artists that have been recommended, artists that the program committee like. And then it really comes down to which artists are out on tour, which artists are going to be in the upper Midwest. Because of our size, we do rely on the routed dates. So it's pretty rare for us to be the driving force for an artist to come. It has to make sense for their tour.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, did an artist ever contact you and say, I want to perform there, or you didn't have to contact them?
Well, it's usually, we have a lot of regional artists that we work with where it's the artist contacting us, but mostly we work with agencies. We have about 20 to 30 agencies that they represent artists, and so they're the one booking the tours for their artists. It is like, we do find that once an artist has been to Door County, they, just like everyone, they fall in love with it.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, like Taj Mahal, they scheduled a day off on their tour and went salmon fishing the day after their performance.
When I remember going to a couple concerts and they got up there and they would say, I had no idea that Door County, we were all like, oh, I got to go way up there and blah, blah, blah. But when we got here, we loved it so much. Door County's so beautiful. You would never think, that they would have enjoyed themselves outside of performing. But they do. They go eat in restaurants. They go to a bar. They went salmon fishing. I mean, they're humans like us.
Emily from the Indigo Girls rented a bike and went out. It's really cool that we joined the state park.
Yeah.
So lots of artists will go explore the Peninsula Park. Sometimes they'll just grab a basketball and play on the playground at of Gibraltar. Oh, yeah. It's a pretty quirky place that they're able to be outdoors, get some time in the woods, time on the water, and like Melissa Etheridge and her wife went to Al Johnson's.
Yeah, I heard that. I didn't see them though. I wish I would have, but that's okay. We were going to stare at them while they're eating. Poor girls. Point. Yeah. Oh. Well, this auditorium, we're really lucky to have it up here. When I was little, we never really had things like that. And now there's so many venues of music in general up here. I mean, you can go to the Crest Pavilion. You can go out to outdoor concerts. They have them in the park. They have them in Sister Bay. They have them in the one in Ellison Bay, that big blues and jazz. Is it a blues Yeah, the blues, all that. I mean, there's so much music, music. But to see somebody like me, I'm not a big concert goer. Like, I would love to go see Taylor Swift or someone, but I can't see myself going to fighting for a ticket and getting out there and going to go do it. So when somebody big name comes here, I love the Little River Band. They're amazing. I grew up with them. You know, that whole genre and that 80s and 70s I think is fabulous. So when I hear you have someone coming up like that, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a blast from the past. I have to go.
Yeah.
You know, and then you look at your albums and you see the guys and then they come and it's like 20 years later, but they can still sing and they belt it out, and it's just like your albums and just like you remember. So but it's pretty cool that you give us the opportunity to go back like that. So yeah.
Well, we're really lucky. Ann Emerson and a group of folks said we need this in our community, and it was a time when there weren't a lot of year-round opportunities, and there weren't many indoor performance venues, and it's really great for Gibraltar students, the entire community, and I think even with there being so much free music in the county, coming indoors, having a great sound, great sight lines, being part of a group of people that are all there to hear something and to listen and to put away their screens and just to have an experience together. It's a very unique experience than a free outdoor concert, which is fun and great. But there's been some studies coming out recently about how great performing arts experiences are for mental health, for longevity, combating things like loneliness. I mean, things that we, who love the performing arts have long known to be true. There's like a lot of medical science backing that up now.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Now, is there anything else you want to tell these people? Because I really would love to see more businesses get involved, people get interested in it. What would be your final take on this? What would you say to people?
Just come to a show, sponsor a show, find out more about our new project, the Annex, that will be our second home across the street from the auditorium. We'll be offering music instruction for instruments not currently offered in the school. We'll have reception space that will both accommodate pre and post-show socializing, but also things like student cabaret, intimate performances and lectures. And we'll get a little bit of extra parking close by the auditorium, as well as office space to help us grow a little bit. We haven't really been able to add staff in the summer or have interns or things like that, just because we have such a small office space as well.
I have one final question. I know this is just throwing it out there because of what it is. I still think that they do it at the Peninsula Players, where if you're a usher, you get to see the performance, because I used to go there and volunteer when I was younger, because I thought it was so great that we could go see a play, but just seat people, and then all of a sudden you get a free ticket. Do people do that at the auditorium, or do they just volunteer? Do they get a ticket, or do they get to watch the show? Is there a volunteer program, that kind of thing?
Yeah, we have a volunteer corps of around 150 who help out with parking, taking tickets, selling merchandise, helping in a variety of capacities, and they do see the show. They can sit in an empty seat if they're available. If we don't have seats available, it's more standing.
Which is great.
But it is a good way to help out, to give back to your community. We find that with retirees or people newly moving into the county, it's really a great way to meet other people. I think that's one reason a lot of people do it. And then you can also feel good about giving back while also getting to see some shows for free.
That's good. Good to know. Okay. Yeah. Well, thanks, Cari. This was awesome.
Thank you.
I'm excited for you. This is your big hurrah coming up. So
thank you, Monica, and thank you for all that Al Johnson do for us.
Yeah. We try. We can only try, right? So, well, thanks everyone for joining us for another Door County Girl episode. And don't forget to like and subscribe at the bottom of the screen. And you'll meet more great people like Cari. And we'll tell you more things about Door County. So, see ya. Thanks for watching Door County Girl. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you next time.